world, grinders, happy new year. Welcome to 2020. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Yo. How's everybody doing? Shout out, yo, Buck Rogers, Jedi, Sam Ash, Ice Queen Gaming. How's everybody? Dominic, what's up? Hope everybody had a happy and safe holiday and new year. Glad to be back. Sorry, there's been a delay. Unfortunately, I had kind of a sick holiday. Everybody got sick, myself included. We all recovering. So I wanted to do some more stuff over the break, but unfortunately, illness came in. Probably was COVID, but you know. It came and went, and we're on the upswing of it. So I wanted to get some gaming in, so I did get some gaming in, but I was kind of busy, taking care of everybody and doing everything that's going on. But just stay safe out there, everybody. And we're here, 2021, new year of gaming. It's been a little slow gaming news-wise and stuff like that. There has been some crazy stuff going on, so really just going to kind of recap on, what the things I've been playing, some of the opinions that I had. I know Phil Ness did an interview, in 3 to 10 years. That was floating around. I'll comment on that a little bit. I got a little bit of his video here. Not too much stuff, same, kind of stuff. And as I just absorb a lot of that stuff, it really just kind of just goes in one ear out the other, because there's nothing really going on right now. And you're only as good as the latest thing that you did, so with that. But, with that, everybody, let's get going. Intro, please. Maestro, please. So here we are, 2021, and here, let me click on this thing. I was just trying to get my stuff together here, hit this link, and there's my sound. Yeah, so just some housekeeping things. So yeah, definitely stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button as you're coming in, and like buttons, and I want to do more streams this year for 2021. I want to do some more, streaming. I just kind of jerry-rigged my my other PC into the PlayStation, with a long USB cable that I can stream from where it is. So it's pretty cool. I could stream from there. I have streamed from the console itself. It has been pretty cool to do that. And but just to kind of, I like if I have to show the UI and things like that. And you'll see in my earlier video that I did today, talking about some of the cool profile features that I found over the holiday break. But it was pretty damn cool. That check out that video for that. It's definitely really neat to share your profile, the same profile on multiple PlayStation 5s, and you could play different generations of games on each one without kicking yourself off, which is pretty awesome. It's unlike the PlayStation 4 where you will you need to kick off somebody. But yeah, I showed that on that video, so go check that out. Definitely. It's definitely cool. It's like a PlayStation 4 is built inside of that PlayStation 5. And so really it's just talking about the things. So really I played a lot of I was able to get a second PlayStation 5, so that's what my son got Christmas, playing Fortnite on it. So that's why that profile thing became an issue. And and I was able to play some Watch Dogs, Godfall, Valhalla, Cyberpunk. Oh yeah, I got something to say about that. Temtem. And let's talk about the PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus stuff. But yeah, so first game, my first ever disappointment. I play on the PlayStation 5. My first disappointment.
Don't do that.
We'll start with my first disappointment. Arnold, sorry, he's back again. My goodness, my first disappointment. Watch Dogs Legion, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Dogs Legion. Disappointed.
Put that cookie down now!
Yeah. Watch Dogs Legion. So it is enhanced, as you would say, ray traced, as you would say, for the next generation, but it had a cool concept. Watch Dogs Legion. It had a nice concept where it's like, hey, anybody could be this. You highlight them, and they could be special abilities and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, you could recruit and all that other stuff. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Well, not cool, because what it turned into and what it seemed to be, for me, when I was playing it, and I'll show some stuff, and I really didn't. Here we go. Here, where's my display? So, yeah. While I was playing it, I was like, oh, okay. So now we're coming. Now remember, I came off of playing, the PlayStation 5. Miles Morales I completed, incredible. Demon Souls I've been playing about 10 hours in. That looks incredible. Then jumping to this, I'm sort of like, it looks alright. Like, it looks like it looks okay. But, there's some reflections here and there. It's okay, but, like, it really wasn't like the thing I was like, and I know something looks good when I want to stop and take photographs. Like, I want to stop and snap that thing, right? Well, not even the looks per se, but just the whole game was this. Hack with the camera, isolate, break in, do all that was all it is. Like, there was no kind of variation. Everything was just go to a place, get into a camera, jump from one camera to another camera, unlock a key, do a spider bot, and move on. And I did this for about 8 to 10 hours. I'm like, this is it? Like, this is the game. But the problem with it is that it feels so generic, because every character is just, there's no leveling up to the characters. There was nothing to level up to. Like, you would use a character, I would just use the same guy, and I just like, yeah, and he has the same abilities as somebody else. Like, really, their abilities, like, oh, he comes with a car, or he uses a wrench to hit somebody over the head. It really didn't make me want to switch out people. The construction worker was cool because he could do a drone. Like, that was the only kind of person, like, he could fly himself to other levels. But otherwise, it didn't hit with me. It felt very generic, very just kind of like NPCs, and I lost attention real quick with the Watch Dogs. So I was done with the Watch Dogs. I'm just like, it sounded cool, but, it became a hassle because every person you had to recruit, you had to do their mission, and their mission basically was like a random mission, go somewhere and do the same thing that you've been doing in the lead missions. Some of the story elements were pretty cool, like the bots and the hacking for organs and things like that. But otherwise, it's a skip. And again, as I said here, never buy Ubisoft games at full price. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Always buy them on discount, $40. They're on sale, ending on the 9th. Buy them at $40, $38. There you go. So yeah, so that was I was not a fan of Watch Dogs Legion. That was my first disappointment of next generation, as one would say. Yo, what's up, Socrates? How you doing? An ice cream game. Take care. I know you're not doing too hot. So take care. Be careful in that hospital. Hang in there. So then I went on to Cyberpunk. Oh, let's keep it Ubisoft, right? So I started Valhalla. Okay, Let's keep it Ubisoft, right? So PlayStation 5 did Valhalla, next gen version, whatever. I'm about 3 hours in, 4 hours into Valhalla. Looks alright. It looks good. It doesn't look like there's nothing, like, it looks like a last gen game that just has like better stuff to it, better lighting and things like that. It really didn't like stand out as an amazing looking game. And one of the things is just the voice acting with the faces and the models. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, it just sucks because it's like, am I friggin' spoiled? Like, watching the Spider-Man Miles Morales and those cutscenes and those interactions with the characters and the facial captures and like, I don't know. Like, I don't like watching just those games. Last of Us 2, even a last gen game. Like, seeing Assassin's Creed, it looks like their animations are so stiff. And the biggest thing that I love Vikings. I think that's awesome. But the biggest thing that really kind of not made me a huge fan of it so far, now again, it might get better, is the fighting. The combat in Assassin's Creed, again, I've been spoiled by Ghost of Tsushima. I've been spoiled of it. Like, I've been going back and playing that at 4K whatever and 60 frames though, and just the combat and just the lighting and all the trees, the leaves, the grass, like, and then to go into Assassin's Creed and it kind of looks like I know it's not samurais, but it just, it definitely looks like something last gen, even though Ghost of Tsushima is last gen. But I've been spoiled with this ghost combat. That sword fighting, it's just so smooth and stuff. And Assassin's Creed, for some reason, when I hit the right trigger and I do like a melee, the guy goes flying across the goddamn screen. He goes flying across the screen. I'm like, what'd I give him? A friggin' Hadouken? You like hit them and they go flying like across the screen, like you gave them like a friggin' force push or something like that. And I'm like, what's going on? And then just they're very canned animations, very just not very fluid. And I'm just not a huge fan of I'm just not a huge fan of the combat. And you would think with Vikings, like Sam Ash, like Vikings is incredible. I love the lore, the History Channel, watching the Vikings. Oh my god, that pulled me so into it. Was incredible. And this has elements of it. Like, it has elements of the warring faction, like the warring different tribes in the area and things like that, and one wants to take over. Like, I get feelings of Vikings the series, like, with it, but it just the acting and the character animations just take me out of it. It looks like, my Vikings, the poor people Vikings. Like, it just looks like And then the combat, when you're talking about Vikings, you want this visceral kind of boom, boom, like really crazy combat, and you just kind of like spam the button. The guy's just doing these crazy animations, and then you hit your Viking guy, and he does like I don't know if they have it. I should have captured it for it. Where is it? The Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Yeah, like I want to see if I can capture exactly what I was talking about. I should have again recorded it, but I just, where is it? And then getting on the boat and then having to just sail and sing and stuff. I'm like, this is a Sea of Thieves. Yo, what's up, Ghost of New Orleans? I'm just sitting on the sailboat. I'm like, really? Come on, I just want to do fast traveling. Like, yeah, this is what, this is the beginning of the game where it is like, it's just, like, they look okay. Like, it's not too bad. Some character models are bad, but I want to see if we get like some combat thing going on here. Let's see if we give them like a Hadouken, the stun. Like, look at, they're just choppy animations. Like, it's just choppiness. This is where you fight here. Yeah. Oh, he already fought them. Yeah. This is the scene that I'm just like, this part. Like, it's visceral. Like, it's cool fighting. Like, there's blood and dismemberment. I'm a fan of that. That's cool stuff. But like, and again, pay $38 for it. Like, it's definitely a high production game, but for $38, like I recommend it. But I would not pay no $70 for it. And that's Ghost of New Orleans. That's what I'm waiting for. I got Phoenix Rising in the package. I'm waiting to open that up. I know, right? Imagine a Naughty Dog Viking game. Imagine, like, I again, like, and I had this in my last video. Like, I feel like I'm kind of spoiled, and and people can probably make fun of that, but I just feel like playing these games, like Spider-Man, like Last of Us, like Ghost of Tsushima, and Uncharted. Like, I feel as I'm sitting here, I'm like, if I had just had Watch Dogs and Valhalla, and that was my next gen lineup.
Who is your daddy?
Yeah,
Take it back!
I would be like, wow, this really is not like next gen. Like, I feel like I'm just playing and I remember having the same feeling playing Assassin's Creed, the Pirates one, when I had it on the Xbox One, and it was from the 360. It was just a higher resolution version of a 360 game. And just seeing these games, like, they're okay looking, but it's just after a while, I'm like, yeah, like, this is okay, but I would not be like, oh my god, I'm so happy this is next gen, and I would be a little disappointed if this was all I had for next gen. Just saying, like, as I'm playing this. Call of Duty looked good, though. I have to say, Call of Duty did look good. I did feel like, let's see if a fight. Come on. Oh, really? You going to sneak around? I didn't sneak around. Yeah, like, watch. Let's see if we can do a hit. The guy goes flying. Like, that guy. Look, he went flying off the thing. Like, you hit them with a melee. That one's pretty cool. Then you just spawn your axe again. You just pull out another axe. But, like, there's somebody where you hit them, and they go flying across the... What the hell did that guy do? He threw an axe. But, yeah, the combat. Look at this guy just standing there. This is what I mean. Like, it's janky. That guy just... Look at this guy. He's just standing there. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's not very fluid. Like, he just stands there, this guy. He's just standing there. Let's see, like, knock them and they go flying. Like, I would do, like, an R2 to them, and the guy just went, like, phew. Like, again, like a super punch. But, like, yeah, the combat is visceral, but it looks very choppy. Very choppy. And coming off of Ghost, yeah. Ghost, like, yeah, she just throws them. That's the same animation every time, that kill animation. Until I guess you get better ones. But, like, yeah, that too. Like, and also playing this and also, like, with the stamina bar too, it wants to be, like, a Demon Souls roguelike, but then also God of War-ish. And it kind of is just like a mashup of a bunch of different games. But again, I'm still early in, so I'm waiting to get new abilities and stuff like that. But just the combat was not doing it for me, and it kind of like when I'm Vikings, and there's a lot of kind of like go here and listen to this long story, and go here and listen to this story, and go to this person and sneak through this way, and I'm just like, I just want to fight, like I want to, like, let's start going, let's get the story going here. Like, and then they like make this big deal about you getting the assassin thing, and now you could climb on walls and stuff, and you could do the assassinations like they have in Assassin's Creed. The blade, the hidden blade. It's all right. Miles may vary. If you love Assassin's Creed, it's definitely a little less RPG-ish so far than the other ones. I felt the other ones were just like the Odyssey and stuff like that would just, this one's a little bit like, I maybe it's because of the theme, like I do like the Vikings and stuff like that, so it is a little more, I don't find it as more as leveling up RPG, but again, I'm still early, so miles may vary. I'll give you an update on it, but as for right now, I just think play Ghosts if you have a PlayStation. Ghost of Tsushima is just, the combat is just so much better and so much fluid, like so much more fluid than this. This is just very yeah, even the raids, like I did the raid like this. I did exactly this. This is what I did. So I did the raid and I'm coming in and I'm like, whoa, let's go get him. And I'm like trying to get out of the boat. I jump and it's like, get him. And then here comes the combat. Like, it's just, here we go. Like, these guys shooting bow and arrows. You have to blow up these things. And this part I did not like, because it was like, this is the thing where it looks like the fire and the explosions look kind of cheap. Like, it doesn't look, like, this is supposed to be next gen. Come on. Like, this is a next gen game, but it's a cross gen game, so. Look, Dash. Like, this is kind of, look at they're all just standing around. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. I do like that part, though. I do like that they do the, they have the weak points when you have your bow and arrow up. That's cool. I just want to see if you should knock someone and go flying. This one? No, you don't go flying. Man, I was doing ones. They would do like flying across the place like they were rag dolls. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And the snow is pretty cool. Like the snow deforming and stuff. Where's the explosions? This person didn't know what the hell they did. You're supposed to blow up the thing. But anyway, no more Trash Holla. We'll move on from this one. So, yeah, here's a Viking. He's climbing mountains like a freaking Spider-Man. So those two games, I would definitely recommend I play them. Those I would recommend to hold off, wait for sale, which they are on sale now, and get them if you're a big Assassin's Creed fan. But otherwise, they're not going to show the power of your next gen console and more. And I think that's more of the aspect. I'm like, Yeah, I agree, Social. I know. No, but the thing is that I'm not expecting anybody to replicate it. I just think the thing is that it's definitely jarring coming from playing that game and then going to that one. And I think that's one of the issues that I've been just jumping. And I think more so of with the what was I gonna say, more so with going to next gen, right? Like going to seeing, like, I wish I should have started probably with Valhalla and stuff like that, and then worked up with like Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like I felt the same way playing, like looking at New York City and Spider-Man, and then playing Watch Dogs and looking how kind of empty and just kind of like cars teleporting in and just weird things, and just it didn't look like a lively city after seeing how crazy New York City looked in Spider-Man. And that's where I was just like, oh, going from one city to another was definitely very drastic, for me, and I guess probably for the generation games. But yeah, I can't expect everybody. That's why those studios are special. But it's just I just, the thing is, and I'm gonna tell you the real aspect of it is that I feel that I get pulled into the stories more with the better animations and voice acting taken in their cutscenes, that I'm get invested in the characters and I'm more interested as to what's going on. Whereas when they look like friggin' dolls from Team America World Police talking, and they just have this weird voice acting, and it is kind of like it doesn't really fit. I don't care too much about the characters. I'm like, yeah, circle, skip. Like but when you watch Miles Morales eating dinner with his family and then the characters interacting and stuff, I don't know, just the way it's told, the way it's acted, the way it's voiced, the capturing, there's something about it that I'm invested in. I'm like, I care about these characters. Like I want to, oh, she's friends with her. Like like, I don't know, weird shit. And I'll give you a perfect example too, of just like Nathan Drake sitting on the couch with his wife. Like, they're just talking, eating, and you're just like, oh, this is and you just get taken out of it for a little bit. But you get invested in what the characters say. And just for some reason, the Assassin's Creed, and I'm not saying all PlayStation games do this, but I'm just saying, like, from what I've playing, like Assassin's Creed, it is glitchy, and it looks kind of a little rough. But it's decent. But I would say, wait for sale on that one. And also Watch Dogs, it feels generic, but it's fun to doing the same. And I felt like it's the same thing. I definitely think Assassin's Creed so far is the better game than Watch Dogs Legion. And I think Phoenix Rising is probably gonna be the better game out of both of them when I play that one. And I'm excited to play that because I was watching Frog's Dream play that, streaming that, and man, that looks awesome. That looks really cool. And again, it's like Gods again, but it's also like has a cool aspect of it. So I'm interested in that. I have it. I'm going to play that. I also got Sackboy's Adventures. I'm going to play that. And then the next game I played was Cyberpunk. And I only played it for a couple hours because you know what? I'm just going to wait. I hear about so many issues. I did the video about the Cyberpunk stuff. And, I did it. And I tell you one thing right now, Cyberpunk is not a looker. Cyberpunk is not a looker. I don't care. Like, I can't imagine what that thing looks like on the base consoles, but man, yeah, I know, Social. I can't wait. I can't wait to play Sackboy because I heard there's some cool soundtracks and stuff like that. But Cyberpunk, came in the mail. I got it with the buy two get one free from Target, and I played Cyberpunk, and you know what? I like the combat. I think the shooting is pretty good. So far, the story seems to be pretty okay. It's just getting me into it and stuff like that. The atmosphere looks really cool, like the clubs and stuff like that. Like the world is pretty neat, but man, that game, oof. I'm gonna wait. That one's a wait till PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X updates. Because I wanna experience that game as the best it looks. Because right now, that game, yes, I don't want to go through it because it is definitely on the rougher end. Driving around the city looks okay, and I'm interested in it, and yeah, that game has no shame about nudity. Mr. Modern says he beat it, and was disappointed. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the story seems all right. Like so far, again, I only played a couple hours of it. It's not enough to even give it a review, but I could just say I was like, I don't want to do anymore. I'm like, oh, this game has some potential, but you know what? This doesn't look like this doesn't feel anything like that I want to explore right now. It looks a little janky. It looked like janky. Oh my god, I was like throwing a grenade in traffic, and it looks like the cars just yeah, man. I think GTA did it better. GTA 5 did it better. And I think, yo, what's up, Salty? How you doing, man? Yo, everybody tune in tonight. We're gonna be doing our podcast, Saltiest Gaming Podcast, 8 p.m. tonight. We'll probably talk about some of these topics too. Yeah, I'm just going through what I played and stuff. And, Cyberpunk, yeah, I just put that on the side. I'm going to wait for that one. I can tell you this. I went to Best Buy, right? I went to Best Buy, and behind customer service, they pulled all the Cyberpunks. They had a huge cart of all the Cyberpunk games, and they pulled them. They just put them in the back. Right, Social? Like, yeah, GTA is a PS3 game, right? Exactly. It's not a terrible game. Like, I think it has future potential. That's why I'm not saying get rid of Cyberpunk. But I'm just saying, you know what? I want to hold on and see what this game really looks like. And I probably should play it on PC. But, the 2-for-1 deal at Target, hey, I got Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and Cyberpunk. So that was my 2-for-1. So that's why, like, I went that route with it. And, it hasn't crashed. But a lot of salt coming tonight. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it hasn't crashed anything craziness. But again, it just seems I want to wait. And I think I'm going to jump back into it, play a little bit more, maybe get into it. But again, I haven't played too much. Again, like I said, House of Sickness it was. It was hard to play. Yo, what's up, Blue? How you doing? It was hard to play. And then my son was on the Fallouts. And, not Fallout. It was playing the, I played Fall Guys, too. That was fun. I know Salty plays that all the time, man. Yo, Fall Guys is fun as hell, man. They added like a winter league now. But yeah, he's playing like the Fortnite crap. Jesus, the Fortnite. And then that's why I was playing some Cyberpunk, because I could play the PlayStation 4 game while he's playing the PlayStation 5 game. But yeah, so Cyberpunk, hold on to it, and hopefully it gets better. I know somebody just said that they just put out two patches. Hey, patches over early. Here's a game that you can't get missed. Here's a game, Temtem. Dude, Temtem is the Pokemon game. Now, I'm not no friggin' Pokemon crazy Nintendo fanatic that cries at Nintendo World and hugs my neighbors and crying at when Banjo-Kazooie shows up on the screen. But I'll tell you this, Temtem is damn fun. Temtem is a fun-ass game. And it is a better Pokemon than Pokemon. You could trade with people online. You could fight them immediately. I don't have to go to some trash room or something like that, man. I could just invite these people and I could fight them. And that's the one I'm in right now. Dude, Temtem, definitely. $37, I think it is. Yo, this game is awesome. And it's in preview. So it's in early access, I guess. Well, it's early access they have. But man, it has good flow to it. Has a pretty cool story. But the Temtem and the way they work. So the biggest thing is the stamina, right? The stamina is what they use, and when you could use stamina and even use more stamina, and you'll get some hit points taken away. But it's always 2-on-2, and it is just awesome battles. Like, it is pretty fun. Like, and the typical elements and stuff like that, and they evolve just based off the level. There's no stupid stuff you gotta feed them or walk their ass or wash their ass. You don't have to do any of that stuff. All you gotta do is let them fight, and damn, they grow up, they get big, and you can catch the random ones, man. It's just like Pokemon. But man, oh man, dude, I'm gonna say Temtem. If you like Pokemon, you like these kind of games. It gets 2 grinds up. I like this game. I play a lot. I've been playing like 10 hours in this thing. I beat my first dungeon, and now I'm in the gym. My first gym. I'm whooping that ass. I'm using that Chim Chim guy and whoop that ass. And he does a smack up. He smacks people up their face, and he goes like this.
Who is your daddy?
I make him say that. And then he smacks him again.
No deal.
Yeah, he does that too. And then he goes,
whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
But yeah, Temtem, dude, very good. Very good game. I like it a lot. It's online, and yeah, so it has open world, and you can interact with everybody. You could battle, you could trade. If you're like, hey, I need some health or something like that, you could put in a trade in the chat box, and it's simple. And know what else too? Everything has a hit. Like there's no kind of randomization. It's not like you miss a move. You always hit it. Now you can have your attacks and stamina, or they could kind of be immune to it, but it always hits. Pretty cool. And I did some Bug Snacks too. Bug Snacks is not bad. It's a pretty charming game. It's pretty cool, but Bug Snacks, and I'm still plugging away at the Demon Souls. But yeah, Demon Souls is definitely good. I like that game. It looks incredible. I have to stop and take photographs all the time. But definitely with the help of people like, Salty and Frogs, man, they jump in and help me out and stuff, because it's definitely a tense game. But the online aspect of that is pretty cool with Demon Souls. And then the other stuff that came in. So, yeah, PlayStation Plus, they dropped the Tomb Raider. You got that, they did PS Plus did Tomb Raider. They did, here we go. I tell you, man, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, that combination, I would challenge, to say the best value in gaming. Yeah, I would say, man, it's pretty good. So they did Tomb Raider. They did, here we go. This month on PlayStation, they did Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Greedfall, which has already been in PlayStation Now, and the bonus game is Maneater. And they gave that so I'm noticing that what they're doing is they're doing they're doing 2 PlayStation 4 games and a PlayStation 5 game. And we know that Destruction All-Stars is next month's PlayStation 5 game. Yeah, Shadow of the Uncharted, pretty much. I tell you, Shadow of Tomb Raider looks pretty damn good. It definitely, I got about halfway through it so far. Greedfall I haven't tried yet. This game is pretty fun. Maneater, that is pretty damn fun with that game. But yeah, and then PlayStation, now PlayStation Now did, what did PlayStation Now? PlayStation Now, a little weak this month. It's not as great this month, the PlayStation Now. But, let me see. PS Now did the, yeah, what did they do? I wrote it down. I should have wrote it down what they had. But what they did is they still have Horizon in there. But yeah, for that, man, for $120 for both of them. Manny is fun. I do agree. Manny is fun. Yeah, so they did the Crew 2. The Crew 2, Frostpunk, Surviving Mars, and they also added Bioshock Collection. I don't know why they're not showing it, but the Bioshock Collection showed up as new on there too. So yeah, those are the PlayStation Now games. Now, the last game I wanted to tell you I played was, and I just beat it last night, was Godfall. That's what I mentioned in the chat. So Godfall. Let me tell you about Godfall. Godfall looks absolutely awesome. It looks incredible. The graphics, eye-bleeding. The colors, the clarity. I play it in resolution, and then you could also play it teeters, like with the frame rate. But you can play it as in performance mode and get that high frame rate. But man, I tell you, that game looks incredible. The different realms that you go into and things like that. Godfall looks incredible. And the gameplay, again, it's the R1 and the R2. R1 light, R2 that. The adaptive triggers and stuff like that really don't do too much. You feel a little rumbling here and there, like when you get your power and stuff like that, and it's okay, but like it doesn't do anything with immersiveness like like Astrobot or anything like that. It's very slight. But I would say, the thing about Godfall is that it looks awesome. The combat's cool. It has the whole loot thing with the different, different kind of, you could do a long sword, a short sword, a quick to double blades, or a hammer, or a javelin. And it's pretty much just running through levels. Like, the thing is, and I think this is where a complaint comes from, it's the Destiny. The same enemies show up in the same areas, and guess what? You could run past them. And that's what I did. I just ran through and went right to my point, fought who I had to fight, and then got out of the level. And there are 3 realms. There's the Earth realm, there's the Water realm, and then there's the Sky realm. And there's little secrets here and there and things like that. And I did some co-op. It definitely plays real smooth, too, online. You only can play with friends, though. You can't play randoms on that one. You can do up to 3 people. I did 2. And what is interesting, here's something that you guys should, it does scale. So it doesn't do the Borderlands effect where I'm at a level 27 and my friend's a level 5, and meanwhile I'm just going there and one-hitting everybody. It actually kind of makes me have to do more hits to them. I'm not just one-hitting them. So even though this says the character is a level 12 for the person who's hosting, I'm not in there just destroying everything. There's some sort of balancing act going on. Either my weapons are neutered, where they're basically, they were 100 DPS and now they're like 50 DPS or something like that. So, but guess what? We all level up. We all do the same way. So, Godfall, definitely, it's a cool game. It's a neat story with the brother, wants to be a god, and he has all these kind of like characters that are gonna like all his like crew, and then you just go around and just kill all of his crew. The way they make you do it, where you do some story missions, and then to get to the final boss of the realm, you got to do some hunting missions where basically you click on it. There's like an enemy that's jacked up. You got to run, kill that enemy, and then you get the realm stones. And if you collect a certain amount of realm stones, then you can open up the gate to fight the guy. Not a lot of grinding. Game, I finished it in about 12 hours, Godfall. But I'll tell you this. There's a story. So, in Godfall, you fight the final boss. What's cool is that each final boss has like different energy bars. So if you just wear him out, he doesn't go full energy. He like goes to where you chop off the energy bar. So there's like 4 levels. You're right, Social. His brother was so OP. It was like, it was ridiculous. And he had 5 different levels, right? So I wore him down to the last level. So all I had was the last segment of his energy bar. Well, I kept respawning and fighting that last energy bar, and he was cheap as hell. I tried different weapons, and I didn't want to leave to have him have full energy again and wear him down again, because I finally spent about 45 minutes wearing him down until he wasn't getting full energy anymore. Well, I spawn. Exactly. That's where I turned it off. That's right, DT Roof. That's why I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. So, hear this crazy glitch. I don't know if I could upload it. I gotta see if I still have it. So this happened to me last night. I'm fighting the boss, the main guy, and he has his last bar, and I go into spawn, and he's in there, right? He's already fighting. He's like shooting purple balls and fighting. I'm like, who the hell is he fighting? Usually he's just walking around, and he just teleports to you, and you start fighting him. So, like, he's all just, like, shooting shit. I'm like, he's fighting. So I just go running up to him, and I start fighting him, right? And he keeps getting into this loop where he jumps into the air and does the firing of the purple beams. So he's like, piling his purple beams. And then I realize when he shoots the big beam at the end, he shot himself out of the air and he falls on the ground. And I'm like, what the hell? He's hurting himself. What the hell's going on here? So then I got him in this loop where he just I'm fighting him, and then he just jumps up in the air and does it again. Well, I slash at him. All of a sudden, he drops out of the sky. The game says I died, but then in between saying I'm dying, it's showing me the end cutscene that I killed him. And then it just goes to complete mission. And I'm like, what? So I hit complete mission. It takes me back to the main hub area and says, here are these shadow stones now, the end game, where you just kind of grind, like DT Roof said. the end game where you just grind, you just fight a bunch of enemies now and just random areas and just do these trials basically. But I never got the trophy for beating the boss. Plus, I got his loot, but I never got the trophy for beating him, and I can't go back to beat him anymore. His mission's gone. It glitched me out of the boss fight. Whatever the hell it did. It said I killed him, but I didn't kill him, but I died. We both died. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, so that's my ending to what I played over the break. But man, oh man, we are here. I ended with a glitch in Godfall. And I think I'm done with it. The grinding, like, I don't know. I think I'm kind of done. I'm looking forward now to Phoenix Rising, which I'm going to play. And I'm looking forward to play some what is it? So, what is it? The Sackboys Adventures. Interested in play those games. And Destruction All Stars when that comes out next month. But anyway, so getting into the other things, we're going to go into some of the stuff that's been going around where this title flew around here, guys. Like, come on now. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Xbox boss Phil Spencer teases things he's incredibly excited about for 3 to 10 years in the future. So, I'm going to tell you the first thing that everybody made a mistake on. He's not talking about games. That's the mistake that everybody made. Everybody said that's 3 to 10 years for games. No. Yeah, I did get Phil Nest. He's not talking about games, everybody. He's not talking about games. We're going to go listen to his thing, and then I'll just give you my opinion, and then we say, here it is. I know Plus Ultra. I want to definitely try it. So here we go. I'm going to play it.
And on the xCloud side, we put in Game Pass Ultimate. We've been investing in this for a couple years. People have known with our Project xCloud. We've got some work. We're going to get to iOS. We're going to get to PC. We're going to get to different devices in 2021. Continue to expand the regions that we're in. And we're getting so much learning from just people using the products, using the games, and telling us what they like, areas that we need to improve. But the mix of xCloud and Game Pass, I think, really creates a unique opportunity for us. It's an easy way for people to try gaming, try high-end console gaming for the first time. And that's what we're seeing more and more of. And it's very exciting of people trying xCloud. For the more and more people we see on xCloud now who don't own a console and don't own a gaming PC. And our long-term aspirations make xCloud a great way for new games.
One thing I want to say to that is that he says that a lot of people that don't own a console and don't own a PC are on xCloud. The one thing I want to say about that is that if that's true, then he's basically stating, because remember in September, xCloud is the real deal, right? It's out of beta. So I think he's finessing everybody talking about when it was free, because I would really like to know the people that don't have a console and don't have a TV or don't have a PC either, who just have a phone, are really paying $15 a month to stream Xbox games to their phone. I think he's finessing. I think he's referring to when it was free. When you could just download, oh yeah, we're seeing so many people who don't even have PCs and Xboxes playing on it. Yeah, when it was in beta. It came out of beta in September, and now you tacked it onto Game Pass, which is $15 a month. So I really want to know, and please, if you're out there, please comment below. If you are on a cell phone and you pay $15 a month for Game Pass Ultimate and play Gears and Friends and all that stuff on your phone. Because I think the complete opposite. I think the only people that are even dabbing into xCloud on the phone are people that own an Xbox, just to kind of take their Xbox on the go. Yeah, the strap-ons, you know them.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And seriously, I wasn't even going to listen to this thing, but when he's saying 3 to 5 years and people kept pulling quotes, I'm like, I knew this was just a bunch of malarkey. But like, dude, if somebody's out there really paying $15 a month to play Game Pass games on their cell phone, streamed over the power of McDonald's Wi-Fi or Starbucks Wi-Fi, whatever one you choose, powered by fry oil or Starbucks espressos, please let me know, because this is very interesting to know that they got cell phone gamers who play games for free, paying $15 a month so that they could play maybe 5 to 7 to 10, maybe 20 games with touchscreen, because that's what you want to do, play Gears Ultimate touchscreen with your cell phone, right? Or they went out and they bought a strap-on and bought a $70 controller in addition to paying $15. Please show me those cell phone owners. I would love to know. Please comment below in the Grinds chat. Anyway, let's move on with the Phil Ness.
Gamers to come into the ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where people have tried it out and they like it and they enjoy it, but you're right. They probably don't have a console. A lot of people I know nowadays, they don't even have a TV. You know, they have a computer monitor, or maybe they have a large tablet or something like that. So
Major Nelson lives in Seattle. A lot of people he knows don't have a TV. They have a computer. So they're in a house with a laptop. That's it. That's all the people he knows. Major Nelson's an old man with a family. He knows people that don't have a TV. Okay. Please, again, if you're somebody in the chat, somebody out there on the YouTube world, if you are one of those people Major Nelson's talking about who doesn't have a TV, and you just have a large tablet, and that's your survival, large tablet out there, please, if you're Major Nelson's friend, I gotta hear you. I gotta hear you. People he knows don't have TVs. They got a large tablet. They're walking around with an iPad and a bag of chips, and that's how they live. Phil Ness is flowing out of my TV. Major Nelson, let me tell you, I got 6 TVs and a projector, and 4 laptops, and 2 iPads, and cell phones to boot. Okay? So, you can tell those Robinson Crusoe asses who just have no TVs and just a tablet and walking around their house with a big iPad and no TV. You imagine going over to somebody's house like, yo, man, let's watch the game today. All right, yo, let's watch. Yo, you got the game? Yeah, here we go. And you and that guy are sitting on the couch looking at his friggin' 9.7-inch screen to iPad, shoulder to shoulder, with a beer in the other hand, and he's holding the hold the screen for me. I gotta eat these chips. Dude, where's your TV? Let's watch the game. No, man. We can watch it here. I got my laptop, but we can sit here and watch it. TVs are $200. But pay me $15 a month to play these great Xbox games. I had to laugh at that part. When Major Nelson said he knows people that don't have TVs. I gotta hear this again. I gotta hear Major Nelson.
Probably don't have a console. A lot of people I know nowadays, they don't even have a TV. You know, they have a computer monitor, or maybe they have a large tablet or something like that. So being able to bring xCloud to them and get this amazing
Thanks, Phil. Phil's targeting people that don't have TVs. Good job. I have 3 TVs. And all I saw on Twitter was everybody buying goddamn OLED TVs. So I don't know. I don't know who the hell Major Nelson's talking to now. They don't have TV. They just have a computer monitor. Maybe they don't have a computer. They just have a monitor.
Collection of well over 100 games on Game Pass is pretty compelling, isn't it?
Yeah. Now we want to give people the ability to buy. We've talked about that. We don't want to make it just about the
that was
subscription.
news. So there you go. There's news. They want people to buy, not just subscribe, but buy your cloud games. Told you. If you go back years into my show, told you. You got a 25-inch tablet. That's exactly, fuck. Maybe I got a 25-inch tablet. It's like, so he wants you to buy the game. See, and I'm going to tell you this. So, like, NVIDIA. Sorry, I can't move on. You guys are cracking me up. But I'm going to say, like, if you look at NVIDIA, so NVIDIA, when they rolled out their Shield, right? You paid $7.99 a month to access the cloud, but then they had their games in there for $49.99. So you were paying to access the cloud, and then you bought the game on top of it. So now you could play the game in the cloud. So it was a double dip. So it sounds like what Phil wants is that you buy your game and then you play it in the cloud. So they want people to buy games in the cloud. They don't want to do subscription. And that's the way that they're going to bypass this whole Game Pass thing. Because that's where xCloud is different than Game Pass. Because xCloud is a service of streaming. It's not Game Pass. Right now they're bundling it together. But guess what? The end game is for you to just pay $659.99, and now you own that game in the cloud. It's like the movies. You buy a movie. You buy Judgment, or you buy like Jurassic Park. You own it on Amazon services in the cloud. He wants the game the same way. Now, will you be paying a monthly subscription to access the game? Probably. I don't think that cloud stuff comes for free, but we'll see. But that's where he wants people to go with this buying games in the cloud. It's all about saturation, and that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about, was that right now it's saturation. It is getting Xbox presence on everything that you can think of. From cereal boxes to TVs to phones to screens, anywhere they want Xbox to be. And they want you to access their games, and they want you to buy their games anywhere you can be. And that's the game right here. And again, that's their strategy. Nothing's going to change. We could argue till we're blue in the face and talk about how this dilutes Xbox, what is Xbox, all this shit. Stadia has been out for over a year. Has it done anything? No. xCloud's been released since September. Anybody? I don't know. Amazon released theirs. Gamers are not interested in cloud gaming. All right? So they could put it everywhere. It's just they're not interested in it because there are better ways to experience games. And if you really want to take gaming on the go, get a Switch. Switch breaks the whole idea of console gaming, cloud gaming out your ass, because you could play games natively on a Switch, portable. Like, they're just trying to reinvent the portable device. But let's just finish what he has to say about this, the 3 to 5.
Because we know certain people want to be able to buy their games and still play them via the cloud, so they get that convenience feature of being connected to their libraries. There's so much opportunity as we're looking at new screens that we can bring xCloud to. It opens up, massive device categories that we don't even really think about today in terms of where these games can show up. We're thinking a lot about control. I'd say one of the things I think about with Game Pass and xCloud, two of the things we've touched on, this, like both of those experiments were started 4 or 5 years ago with a number of other things. And one of the things, as the close of the year, I was sitting down with our leadership team and we were saying, what are our xClouds and Game Passes of 2 or 3 years from now?
Yeah,
like you've always got to be thinking in all these horizons. What are the things that are coming in the next year? I like to think about that as Horizon 0. And then I think kind of a Horizon 1 of being this like 2 to 3 years out. And we kind of know what those things are and what's on the roadmap. But then you have those things that are like 3 to 10 years out. And, most of those won't work. Those are kind of investments that you're putting in. Back Compat was one of those things of, hey, let's go try something that probably won't work, but we want to give it a try. And there's some things I'm incredibly excited about that hopefully over the next year or two we'll get to talk about. What are those Horizon 2 type investments that we're making that will come in the 3 to 10 years that'll get people as excited as xCloud is and Game Pass is making people today. Because that's our jobs. Our jobs in running Xbox is to be in the moment and be thinking about the roadmap in the head, but also be experimenting with some things that have the potential to be real changers, but also are risk-filled and technology-filled and some cool things on the horizon there as well. It's just an incredibly exciting time on the teams right now.
So, yeah. So if you hear about Game Pass and xCloud, right, what he's speaking about, the thing is that he's really, my thing is what else can, if this is the point that I wanted to make out of this whole thing. And hit that like button, everybody, if you're coming in. Or if you're here, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, too. We're on the road to 1,000 grinders this year. So that's the road. Road to 1,000 grinders. Let's do it. The thing is, xCloud is on... It is on the phones. iOS, Android, right? What's up, Quanvo? How you doing? It's on phones, right? We know xCloud is going to be coming to PC. They said that last year. It's PC it's going to. Then he was very excited, you know?
We're really focusing first on what it means to play these games on your phone. So when we thought about how can we get as many people playing on a phone as possible.
That is what he said 2 years ago, and that's what they did, getting games on their phones. So iPhone and iOS and Android, that's his focus, right? Then you get it on PC, streaming xCloud on PC, right? And then very enthusiastically, that's what he says when he's so excited. He's so excited. He's not excited about Avowed. He's not talking about I'm excited about Fable. I'm excited about Perfect Dark. I'm excited about these secret projects, the bangers that we're making. No! That's the problem. That's the problem. They're just games to him. They're just content for his service. That's the biggest problem I've had with Xbox all this time. It's all about the bullshit and not about the games. Instead of coming up on here and talking about maybe dropping some nuggets on Halo and Halo multiplayer and when we can see it, and maybe there'll be a beta in February. I'd like to announce a game beta in February. Oh, let me tell you more about Everwild. Let me tell you about, I just visited the people over here. Let me tell you about Avowed.
I'm trying to use the phone!
Instead, they talk about that. And the interviews, he talks about everything but the games. And the games are the thing that people are going to drive interest. That's the stuff that people are going to say, let me check out this xCloud. Let me buy this Xbox. Let me get this on PC. It's the games. It's not the fact that you're everywhere. It's not the fact that you're on a bag of chips. It's not the fact you're on a bag of a box of tampons. Buy tampons, get 14 days of friggin' Xbox Game Pass bullshit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not about the saturation. It's about the content. And just because you listed a bunch of content, you got to start selling it. You got to start people getting interested. Why should we be interested in Avowed? What does Fable look like? What is Halo that we were supposed to be playing 2 months ago? It's just gone. You showed us a concept art now. Like really? You have no new news to share? No. But let's talk about Horizon 3 and 4, where xCloud and Game Pass is going. You sat down with leadership and talked about goddamn Game Pass. You didn't sit down with leadership and they didn't smack you and go, where the hell's Halo? It has to be about the games. Then you spread your shit. But you got to bring it back to the core, and he never does. And like he's talking about now. He's talking about Game Pass and xCloud on all the screens. And like he said so enthusiastically, nobody had to tug his arm and say, hey, Phil, how's Halo doing? What's Halo doing? No. They just said, hey, putting an Xbox Game Pass app or putting xCloud app on TVs will probably be smart. And he goes, oh, you'll see that the next year. He said it. That's Horizon Zero. Horizon Zero is xCloud on TVs, Samsung TVs. I'm sure the next Samsung Unpacked, it's going to be on the new Samsung TVs that you could play Xbox games on a Samsung TV, and xCloud on your PC. That's the next thing. So now you can play xCloud on your PC. So if that's already Horizon Zero, what the hell could he be? Where else could xCloud go that will be industry breaking and this, where else could this app show up? It's already now on iPhones, Android, PC, soon to be Samsung TVs, on the iPad. Where is xCloud going to go? Where else can it go, everybody? Bueller, where else can it go? Technological challenges, where else can it go? On a toaster! Ha! That's right, on a toaster. Oh, it's going on the Nintendo Switch and then the PlayStation. That's where it's going. Maybe in a Tesla. That would be nice. I could play in a Tesla. They do have online. I could play in a Tesla. Pug, I didn't think about that, but that is a good one. That's actually very useful, man. If I'm sitting in a parking, like if I'm waiting in my car, man, I could just shoot up some. And they got Wi-Fi already there on the Tesla. That's a good one. I like that. Phil, make that happen. That's where I can see xCloud useful on the friggin' Tesla. Man, only if you could play while you're driving, man. The kids will be playing. Samsung fridges is another one. But I think that if you want to reach gamers, I don't know if he's reaching gamers, but if you want to reach people, you can't deny that PlayStation install base and Nintendo install base. xCloud in the next 3 to 5 years will be on those consoles. And that will be Xbox on everything. Because it's already on everything right now. And it kind of fits with the model of where these games are. These games that Phil's shown, Avowed, Everwild, not Halo, but like the next games from Perfect Dark and stuff like that. Those games are a while out. They're not coming out next year or this year. Now we're in 2021. Or who knows if they're coming out next year in 2022. But think about it. He will have that app saturated on every screen that you can have. And then the games will come. Probably then jack up the price to $20 a month maybe, or break off xCloud in its own thing and maybe make it $10 a month and then make Game Pass $15 a month and then combine their $20. I don't know. Something along those lines. But the thing is that those games fall in line when maybe a Nintendo and a PlayStation will be interested because they will be games that Microsoft is making and only in xCloud. Exclusives. Sony doesn't want xCloud on their thing so people can play Borderlands 3. Oh, no. They're like, no, we want them to buy Borderlands 3 from our PlayStation store. We don't want them to buy Borderlands 3 on xCloud and they can play it on PlayStation. No. But you give me Halo, which I do think, and still here, my 2021 prediction, I don't think we'll find out this year. I think it's a 2022 prediction. Halo Infinite multiplayer, free-to-play, that might wind up on a PlayStation in the next couple of years. I think it'll do PC and Xbox for a year or so, and then the next step of it, when he starts talking about possibly putting xCloud on the other systems, you're going to see Halo Infinite go over there. This is it. This is it. But the thing is, and Social brings up a great point, Minecraft Mobile. They shut down Minecraft Earth. They're shutting it down. They shut down Gears Pop. Those were E3 announcements, everybody. Those were E3 friggin' announcements. Minecraft Earth was actually an iPhone on an iPhone stage. It was on Apple stage. Microsoft was on Apple stage showing Minecraft Earth. What happened to HoloLens? See, this is the problem that I have. Is like, on paper, this might sound reliable. But given Microsoft's history of how they've failed, they made things seem bigger than what they are. And then when they don't get not Minecraft already on mobile. I mean, Minecraft Earth. The one where it's supposed to be like Pokemon Go, but it was Minecraft. That was going to be their huge thing. It was at one of the Apple conferences. And 2 years, a year or so later, it's done. And, they're shutting it down. Gears Pop.
I'd buy that for a
shutting it down. Mixer, they shut it down. So it is eerie to think that, something's not going to happen. Something's not going to hit if they don't see the growth in Game Pass. Because right now, my speculation is that the people who are on Game Pass are just your Xbox Live subscribers, just reimagined. They're just shifting over their Live subscribers because on the Xbox, you couldn't pay a year of Xbox Live. And they got to be combined to Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is a better deal if you're an Xbox console owner. If you don't, then, it's a waste. So the point is like, all they're doing is taking their 60 million or so Xbox subscribers or whatever and just making them Game Pass subscribers. They're shifting them. they're not growing. Like, they're not reaching. They're not grabbing people from Nintendo or Sony. They're not making active pulls like that. They're not taking games away from them. They're not really doing that kind of stuff. Instead, they're just pivoting their install base. Whatever fans or people they have on the console, they're just like, now you're a Game Pass subscriber. So I think eventually it's going to just pan out where people are just going to be like, well, I don't want to subscribe to games. Because, and you know, we're already 3 years into Game Pass, and really, you know, you look at Game Pass, and I was telling the frogs, like, I was looking at it again after I subscribed last month for it in December, and I'm just looking at it, and it almost reminds me of like looking at the used game section in GameStop. Like, you're scrolling down, it's like, oh yeah, that was a game. I remember when that came out. Yeah, okay. Like, and that's what it looked like. It just looked like a used game section in GameStop. Yeah, that's right, Tech Hack. That's another thing. They count those numbers are incredible. That's what I mean. In reality, all they're doing is pivoting. Because the last point is that you want to spread this around on all this stuff. But, like, I could tell my wife what I did in Godfall. She don't care. Like, people don't, like, you're putting this stuff on, like, you put the Xbox game app on Samsung TVs, like, maybe that might work, but, like, on phones, like, really, like, the person who plays Panda Pop and Solitaire and stuff like that on their phone, like, they're not gonna download your streaming app or pay $15 a month when they're just paying games for free, and they're willing to wait 5 hours to get 4 hearts so they could play another half hour of the game. Like, those people, like, you could put all the like, you're shopping, like, you're shopping in an area where it really, like, I just don't see the success. And the reason why it bothers me so much is because the games have suffered. In the last 3 years, like, the games and the quality has been just bad. Like, Gears 5 was the biggest game on everything. Hive Busters was not even marketed properly. It was just dumped out there, and not a lot of people have finished it. And, like, the thing with Gears is, like, Gears 5 was on everything besides a toaster. And with Gears 5, you would say did better than Gears 4? Did it better than Gears 2? I don't think so. It didn't have the legs of any of Gears 2 or 3. It dropped off faster than anything, but it was on everywhere. Remember the Wii? The Wii sold. It was everywhere. Everybody had a Wii. But guess what? Nobody was buying games for it. Because grandmas had it. People out don't even know what a gaming console is. I saw it under their TV. Like, why'd you get it? Oh, the tennis game. And the Wii was a fad. It was a 3-year, 4-year fad that people just said, oh, I have to have a Wii. Why? I don't know. Just have to have it. But nobody bought games for it. And Nintendo realized that. That's why they went to the Wii U. That's why they went to the Switch. They said, we got to bring games back to the system. The gimmicks are over. Yeah, maybe the Joy-Cons are a goddamn gimmick, but, like, the games aren't. The games became a gimmick. Games became a medium of the gimmick. It was to sell Wiimotes. Well, how we sell a Wiimote? And what happened is that the grandmas, everybody had a Wii. The grandmas, the grandpas, but nobody was playing on it. They just had it. Because you're marketing to people that don't give a shit about gaming. You're marketing to people on phones.
We're really focusing first on what it means to play these games on your phone.
They don't care if Gears is on there. They don't care. So why are you putting all this effort in bringing those games to the people that don't give a shit? They're not even, I'm not saying just cater to the enthusiasts, but, like, you gotta cater to your core audience, and the word of mouth will spread. Just like how it spread with Spider-Man, how everybody needed to get a PlayStation 5. Do you think half the people hunting for PlayStation 5s are like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, I want all these games. They didn't even know what Astrobot is. They're probably like, yo, my friend said I gotta get one. I gotta get one. And just the word of mouth is just like, that's the game. That's the system to get. Go get it. Go get it. Word of mouth is very powerful. And with social media, word of mouth is everywhere now. Now, when you say something, it's not just your friends on the street. It's friends worldwide, globally. So your influence, because you like something or you dislike something, is spread out. But that's by the people that care. So by putting by putting all this effort and saying we're going to slap Xbox Game Pass on everything on a toaster oven. Okay, you could say you're on 1 billion devices, just like Gears is on, Crackdown 3 is on 1 billion PCs. Can you find a lobby? Like, it really doesn't apply too much. Like, and that's the problem that I'm having, is the focus is on more of saturation than about what these games are about and why these games should be played. And I said, you go to Phil, and Major Nelson would ask Phil, hey, Phil, how's Halo coming? Oh, you thought that was over? Hey, Phil, what's Avowed about? Oh, but tell me about Game Pass. Oh, we're doing experiments with Game Pass. I'm thinking about putting it on my ass. I'm going to get a tattoo of Game Pass on my... Like, it's just like... But what about the games, dude? We just got a new console 4 weeks ago. No launch lineup. Nothing. Playing trash ass Creed. What do you got coming? Do we do any capturing of Medium and hyping that up, which is a walking simulator? Thanks, I guess. It looks all right. What about the games, Phil? Oh, but xCloud and Game Pass. Oh, I'll tell you about xCloud and Game Pass. It's going to be on TVs. It's going to be, we're doing experiments. Leadership cares, because that's why Satya only gives a shit about xCloud. That's it. He don't give a shit about games. The games are just a medium to keep the content, to keep the subscribers coming there. I give you this last kind of picture. I make this amazing steak, and I got a room of 1,000 people. Now, guess what? I'm going to make my steak exclusive to this guy. He loves steak. Dude, here you go. He's the Xbox. Yo, he loves steak. Yo, eating it up. He tells the next guy, yo, you got to get the steak. Okay, word of mouth spreads, and then people are like, I got to get the steak. Well, Phil wants to give steak to everybody. He don't want to keep it just to these two people that appreciate the steak. The PC and the console. These guys know what the steak is. Oh, yo, I know this is amazingly cooked steak. This is incredible. Phil Spencer's like, no, I want to give steak to all those people. Steak being the games. So Phil puts steak on everybody's plate. 1,000 people. But he's not getting the same reaction. Because guess what? About 900 of those people are vegetarians. They don't care about your steak. They don't care about how it's cooked. They can't stand the steak. They don't care. They're vegetarians. They don't care. And that's what he's doing. So he's spreading this steak. Think about all the work of 1,000. I got to feed 1,000 people. How do I satisfy 1,000 people? You can't. But if you gave the steak to the first two people, you would definitely pick out the ones who word of mouth. But you got to focus on your core. He's giving games to a bunch of vegetarians who don't like games. They don't know what the games are, and that's the problem. The focus is on more about quantity and saturation than about the content and quality content. Because whenever he has these opportunities, he does not speak about the content. It's always about the where, the how, and not the what. It's always about you'll be playing this on TVs. Game Pass, the content. The content. You mean the games, Phil? The games. The content. Grinds my goddamn gears. And for the new year,
ain't nobody got time for
that
that.
is called Out of Touch.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And like I said before, right now they're in a holding pattern. They're in a waiting game. Xbox doesn't even deserve a lot of this conversation. It's just very interesting because I don't want I'm nervous about this turning into something bigger, but I really don't think it's going to, because it's them leading it. And if Sony and Nintendo continue to bring quality games, like these games are quality, and as I mentioned before, I'm spoiled by that quality. And Microsoft has a tall hill to climb. We've seen it. They had Halo, right? Halo's in the making. Well, guess what? Halo in the making. They show Halo. It gets laughed out of stock. It's like a friggin' meme. They delay it for over a year. Now you're sitting here going, oh, I can't wait to see Fable. What happens if they show Fable and it looks like you get a Craig out of Fable? Well, Fable's like, oh, the combat don't look too good. Oh, and you just waited 2 years just to see Fable. Now it doesn't look too good. And Microsoft just like stealth drops it on a goddamn October in 2025 in Game Pass. You don't even have to pay for it. It's just there. Shows up. Was it worth the wait? You don't even have to say, hey, I'm going to pre-order. You don't have to pre-order. It's there. They know that. That's why they don't advertise and market it. They just go, hey, yeah, it's a game in Game Pass. It's a game in Game Pass. Hivebusters would have been hyped to the 11th degree. They could have made Hivebusters like what Lost Legacy was. They could have made Hivebusters, add more stuff to it, add those characters in multiplayer, add some maps from the single-player campaign in the multiplayer, because heaven knows you need more goddamn maps in Gears 5. Make it a package deal for $20, $25, making it an official expansion to the game. Oh no, let's make it a 3 to 4 hour campaign, single player only, no added perks to any multiplayer aspects of it. We'll put it as $20 overpriced because we want people to get it free in Game Pass Ultimate. So we're going to make sure it's overpriced if you just want to buy it ad hoc. That's the sleaziness bullshit that it's become. Because trust me, if they didn't have Game Pass Ultimate, Hivebusters would have been something like a loss. It would have been like a package deal, an official expansion. Something along those lines. But they stealth dropped it. And I see people completing it like only 1% completed. I don't think people know it even came out. But it's going to take a long time. That's right, Social. People don't understand the goodwill Sony's built to bring brand loyalty. Microsoft brings the brand loyalty. They built that brand loyalty and completely just abandoned it in 2 to 3 years by just kind of just dissolving everything and making it not about the games. And I find that this is even worse. Like, this is worse than when they're like TV, because at least they had some games with their TV. Now it's just about, I just want to get this Xbox app on Samsung TVs, and I can't wait for it. It's like, okay. Like, So, unfortunately, Phil had to end the year with some more Phil Ness. He was quiet. He should have stayed quiet because he had no goddamn gaming lineup. And the next the video that he should have made would have been sort of like, guys, here are the games that are coming in 2021. Here's some gameplay. Here's some stuff. Like, you would think if you shipped a console and it didn't have those launch games that you would have probably had a trailer or a teaser of like games coming so people stay excited about their purchase, right? Hey, I bought the Series X. Whoa, what can I play next year, Phil? And Phil's like, oh, well, I can't wait to get Game Pass on xCloud, and the content is going to be great. And it's like, I bought a $500 console. What can I play on it? Well, we're going to put the same games in a streaming app on Samsung TVs this year. It's like, what are you talking about, Phil? And just to show you, like, to hear what Horizon 1 is, right?
Start taking this content to a device. Us are going to invest earlier than third parties.
This is what he said on The Verge.
Both in when I put games on the service and the number of games that I need in order to put Game Pass. Because Gabe and the team could go build an app that on Windows sold products, and they didn't have to come through Microsoft. They had open access. 200 million game consoles that are sold in a general. We look at open platforms and access. Those things do matter from a legal perspective. They mattered. We know that at Microsoft. We had our DOJ time. So I think as platforms get to scale, there's a responsibility there. Absolutely. Platform.
Deal with your app store?
No, they actually remain bring all of your saved
find
free
it
with
here.
it on devices.
You don't think that, I mean, this is like in the realm of conspiracy theory, but I've heard it from other developers that Safari is limited in what you're able to.
Can our service run? I try to go to Game Pass. Do I end up at Stadia? Like, you know, the users. And there are a billion mobile phones on the planet. Those are general compute
We're really
platforms
focusing first on what
that a game console does one thing, really. It plays video games. It's sold for us at a loss, and then you make money back by selling content and services on top. Like the model is just very, very different from something the scale of Windows or iOS or Android. You know, I think there are 200 million game consoles that are sold.
It's acquired a lot of games.
Bring all of your saved games and your friends and everything comes with you. So it's like, it's just Xbox on this new screen with the games. But Apple does remain open.
Right now, if you wanted to put xCloud onto the iPhone, and Apple won't let us do a
version of Stadia or Luna in cloud that we're shooting for.
Minimum hardware specs, and we're just going to run it on smart TV.
I think you're going to see that in the next 12 months, right? So I don't think anything's going to stop us.
There
games are just for
this is what he's excited. His
Horizon
Zero.
The cloud. Now, if your local device has almost no compute capability relative to games, obviously you move almost everything to the cloud.
Nobody
but if I have a device that's very capable in my home, we should use some of that, and we shouldn't ignore it. So I think it will change. I definitely think your point about inflection point is right. I don't think the outcome is by definition going to be everything becomes terminal server in my home and all my games are just running completely in the cloud. And when we think about the evolution of our game platform, it's really more of a hybrid game platform between edge and cloud that we're shooting for.
He knows he's sacrificing.
So the Sonos speaker is a really good example, because I can concoct the sort of same example that proves a different point, which is 10 years ago, if I wanted to get satellite television, I need a dedicated satellite tablet that we call a TV, right? And it's got an ARM processor and it runs Linux, and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
What's stopping you from saying, okay, Xbox is an app, it has minimum hardware specs, and we're just going to run it on a smart TV?
I think you're going to see that in the next 12 months, right? So I don't think anything's going to stop us from doing that. But I thought what you said about the TV.
There you go. There's Horizon Zero. So xCloud's coming to the PC, and it's coming to Samsung TVs. That's what's going to come. That's the stuff he's excited about, because that's the future of Xbox. It's about where, not about what. And, as a gamer, you want to know what you're going to play. I don't care that, there's 1 billion McDonald's all over the goddamn United States. Is there one that, who cares? Like, who cares saturation-wise? Like, what does it matter? You advertise Mixer like crazy. You bought over top content from Twitch. Did that do anything? You could have walked around Mixer. I remember we got Ninja, we got Shroud. Like, did it matter? Because all you cared about was the lore of those people from Twitch. But guess what? People didn't jump to your platform because of you took them. That's what I mean. Like, you got to focus on the content, the homegrown content, and the core audience. And he continues after interview after interview, talking about where. And then when it comes to showing the games, you get a trailer, you get a friggin' little icon, and you get question marks going, I wonder what they're making. Is that the B team? Is that the A team? Oh, I wonder what they're making. And you're in this big question mark. And now you wait to see, what does Avowed look like? I don't know. What does it look like? We don't know. And the other problem is that Sony and Nintendo are continuing to just churn and churn and churn. You're going to have the Zelda 2 come out. The next Zelda come out. God of War. Next Spider-Man. And Microsoft will be like, well, here's Avowed. I know, it does sound corny. Horizon 0, 1, 2. It is what it is. The problem is that the mind share of the gamer, the people that actually care, those people, what's going to happen is Xbox is going to be sitting there. You're going to be sitting there watching Game Pass numbers and going, oh, look what they put in Game Pass today. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like, what did they put in Game Pass today? And it's just like, Game Pass is good. Like, it's a good thing. It's just like I just don't like the total investment in it. I think that Microsoft needs to have a tiered strategy. They need to focus on the content first, and not just this whole thing. Like, they need to focus on content. You know, the fact that, you know, you need to you delayed your Halo for over a year, and you showed it too, and it wasn't until the feedback. Like, that's questionable. You're out of touch, and that's the biggest problem. They're out of touch. Let me see. So, you know, another interview, another kind of just more, what's he talking about? He's excited. He's not excited about the games in that statement. He's talking 3 to 5 years of where xCloud and Game Pass is, and that's basically, you could seal the deal. That's your content. That's your Xbox. That's what it is. You know, that's it. That's your Xbox. So that's the future. And, you know, the sad thing is that they basically, you know, it really was, they spent a lot of time, you know, building a fan base, and, you know, we're going to see how it goes. But 2021 is going to be a crazy year, but, you know, I think it's going to be a kind of a quiet year. I do think that we're still going to have residual stuff going on, and I still think that the announcements and everything that we're going to get from both Sony and Microsoft are going to be the same kind of trickling out information, stuff like that. And, you know, it's going to be rough, because I don't think we're going to have these big events like we used to, and it's going to be just these kind of videos. And, you know, we'll see how they manage it. You know, they did it, the launch was rough. It's still going on. It's still tough. So, you know, good luck getting them. But, yeah, just showing, like, Game Pass stuff, like, you know, this is it. Like, it's like, hey, eFootball. And now what's interesting is that they're lumping in Android and console. So, like, in order to really see the benefits of Game Pass, you need to make sure that you have all three of these items, console, PC, because, look, little acre, like, oh, January 7th, I don't have PC. So see, like, they're making it look like it's more games than what it is, because, look, they're throwing just PC games in there, but you might have had it already in another announcement on console. So, oh, look, yeah, Torchlight 3, but it's already on PC Game Pass, but now it's coming to Android and console. Like, so they're kind of recycling their news. Like, they're basically going like, hey, you want to see this. You want to see the game gets first announced, and it's all in there. And that's already in PlayStation now. But, like, Android, console, and PC. But now they're breaking it up. They're like, oh, well, this might have came to PC, but now it's coming to console. This was on PC, but this is not coming to console. So, like, you see how they're making it look like, look. How many, it's like, what do they say? You know, like 10 games added to Game Pass. And it's like, well, one new one. And then the rest of them are kind of just like, we're on the other one, but now they're on this one now. You know? Way to fill nests and reuse everything. But anyway. It's been a great show, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. I'm going to do some more videos. We're going to talk about, I got some other things where I'm going to be doing some PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus game comparisons. You know, I really want to dive into PlayStation Now and kind of show some stuff in there, because they have definitely been adding some stuff into PlayStation Now, and it's very interesting. Definitely. So everybody, I want to thank you again. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Happy New Year, and grinders, I am out. See you guys later.